Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
So being an experienced student, there are going to be certain expectations from you in terms of understanding the market or say the work culture in your respective offices. So try and all the courses will try to bring some aspect of your previous experience. So try to be be thoroughly in and out about what you have done and bring it in the interview, and yeah, you'll secure an admission in any institute for that matter.
We often go through a lot of confusing acronyms associated with B-School courses. Sometimes it's not even clear to many what they are roping themselves into. What will be the course structure, how beneficial it will be for them in their career, and where to start while researching for it. One such doubt arises with the Business Management and Executive PGDM program offered at Xlri. What is the difference between the two, and how to choose the best possible program for you? To talk more about it, we have two students, Bharath and Utkarsh from Xlri, pursuing these two programs who will tell us more about it. Tell us a little bit more about the two programs.
Basically, one of the major differences between the PGDM, BM as well as the GM program is the duration of the program. So the BM program is a 2-year program, whereas the GM program is a 1 year, basically approximately 15 months program. And another thing is the work experience which we have before we join these programs. So GM program requires a minimum of 5 years of work ex, whereas there is no such limitation in BM program. So relatively the crowd at the BM program is a lot younger and a lot inexperienced as compared to the GM program.
And also this course enables students like us to grasp the latest in management. And the theory is almost the same. I mean, it's just a condensed business management program, where the basic course structure remains the same. And yeah, you are thrown into new avenues of problem solving as well.
Right. Utkarsh, is it safe to say that, the BM program that Bharat is having and the GM program, which is the Executive PGDM program, has the same kind of curriculum, has the same kind of teacher teaching you the nuances of business education, or is there a difference?
There's no such difference. I mean, the faculties are more or less shared. I mean, we do have some faculties those who teach BM program and us as well. But there might be difference in professors, as they might have tailor fit their programs, tailor fit their pedagogy based on the program requirement. But I mean, the learning initiatives are the same. They it promotes innovation in all of us, and the only difference is that yeah, they can build more on our diversity as we have a learning experience and we have depth to our respective field.
Bharat, I'll come back to you. When you decided to opt for the program at Xlri, how did you zero down on going for a BM program? There are other programs that are available as well. What exactly is the criteria that students should follow before roping themselves into any such program for an institute like Xlri? And what was the sort of research you underwent to come up with this decision?
So basically, I wanted an on-campus program in Xlri. So that didn't leave me with much options other than the BM, HRM, as well as the GM program. And considering that I have a work ex of only 2 years, the GM program was out of scope because it needed a minimum of 5 years of work experience. So, and compared with a BM as well as a HRM program, I was more into a maths and science kid since childhood and wanted to explore the business opportunities way more. So I think it was a no-brainer for my interests and my inclination that I should opt for a BM program at that point of time.
Right. Well, Utkarsh, was it the case for you as well when you were making that decision? You were working as a deputy manager at SBI for 2 years, and from there you decided on doing this program. What was the thought behind it? How did you think that it's going to be of use in your career going forward?
Yeah, so management learning was always down the road. I mean, that is why I joined SBI. Before that, I was a software developer in HP. So I joined SBI because there you get to delve in the management aspects of you get to be a deputy manager there. But most of the learnings there will be application based. You won't have that theoretical learnings. You won't get to study books and all of that. You'll just be put into the market, and you have to delve into marketing and operations and all of that stuff. So I mean, that is what I wanted. I mean, after 2 years, when I could feel that, yeah, I kind of acknowledged the fact that I am good at it. I wanted to couple it with the theoretical pedagogy and with the premier B school. So at that point of time, I gave my cat in that. I secured admission calls from premier 2-year institutes as well. But I chose this 1 year just because of the cost advantage and the relative time saving features. So see, Xlri was a no-brainer. I mean, with the history with the oldest B school in India, and the 1 year program is also the oldest in India actually. I mean, it's very, I don't know if many people know it, but it's the oldest one. It started in 97 before any 1 year program started in India. So, but my main focus was what I have seen in my banking as well as in IT was the disruptive new technologies and business models are transforming whole industry. And that is happening in a matter of months. And that has actually catalyzed by this pandemic, as you've seen. So I wanted to stay ahead of the competition. I believe that one got to stay in that market and ride the change wave, capitalize on the same while being a part of true transformation. So that transformation, actually, I was hoping that Xlri would give, and yeah, I was like, yeah, I stand corrected at this point of time.
Right. Since you both are here in this conversation, I would like to know, how you guys interact. Do you have a very good relationship between each other, or do you guys are like, no, you are from different program, I am from different program, there's no match?
So basically, there is no such restriction or differentiation between the BM and GMP batch as such. So it's a single campus and it's a really small campus. So everybody is really close by. It's just probably 2 minutes walk from my hostel to Utkarsh hostel. So that's not much of a difference. And as such, since we have the freedom, we can, go to each other's room anytime, discuss whatever we want to. We have all the common sports facilities, so we do play and interact regularly in that. Then other than that, we also have a lot of common activities like puja, seminars, etc., where we all meet regularly. And so there are a lot of scope for interaction. Other than that, we also have case competitions or seminars where we do attend each other's one. So sometimes it's organized jointly, sometimes it's organized differently.
As Bharat said, yeah, I've been in case competitions, being in part of their team and against them as well. So all the sports activities, movie nights, we get common meals, we get common opportunities, and I mean, there's no exclusivity prevalent apart from hostels and mess. Yeah, that is segregated, but nothing else. And yeah, to add on to the learning part definitely, I also learned many things from because coming out of like an experience of 5.5 years, you are conditioned to think in a certain way. But when these freshers and these like 1 2 years like guys tell you some out of the box solution of the same problem, yeah, it opens that avenue and that brings out the child in you that yeah, this can also be it.
Right. Bharat, I'll come to you now. You interned with the TAS as a summer intern. When we talk about ex-PGDM program, there is no provision of an internship because they're anyway experienced people doing an MBA. For you, how important this internship experience?
I did get some kind of an idea because we do internship in one domain and we're not able to experience all our domains as such. But for example, initially I had an inclination towards finance when I came into college. But after doing all the courses and all, I realized finance is probably not exactly how as I thought it would be before joining an MBA. Later on, the internship at TAS was a general management opportunity. And initially, I thought how a general management would be because I was unsure because in general, it's not a specified domain like a marketing or a finance. But once I actually, did the internship, I really got to know that, okay, it's really a high level amalgamation of multiple areas and you definitely get to do a lot of strategy role also and a lot of on-ground experience had we been have we done internship on offline instead of online because of the corona, so it definitely helped me a lot.
Right. Utkarsh, Bharat mentioned about the pandemic that we are still, reeling over. Take us through your experience of handling a placement committee at such a time. What were the kind of situations that you faced during this dwindling economy and the job market, being in the doldrums?
COVID-19, it actually didn't just change our academic schedules. It all came online, like teaching formats changed, examination process changed and everything. But economic slowdown has also affected like the kind of opportunities you might get, and it might reflect on compensation as well in some cases. So, but here I would like to add that for some B schools, you might have seen that the average and all those compensations have grown. So, in our case, also being from Xlri, I'll say that industry showed tremendous promise and the response have been overwhelming in terms of Xlri. And it would be injustice if I say that the team of 8, apart from me in the Placecom, have did a very good job in tandem with our placement chairperson. I mean, so such unprecedented problems actually require like throughout planned strategy to come out victorious. So very first impact in terms of placement was to come to a online mode of placement. Correct. we have to streamline the whole process, where it was very tough, like to bring in every person. We have to call each and every person to come online, give their interviews, to schedule it with the recruiters, to make them feel like there's no difference as such, and we stand apart from the crowd. Second was to focus on new skills such as adaptability. I mean, you have to adapt to so many things in this situation, correct? And for the third challenge which I faced was reaching out was a bit harder to recruiters, to pitching your what kind of diverse experience your cohort has and all those stuff. But I mean, but again, if it's online, so barriers such as distance were not an issue anymore. So more speed was achieved in processes, but we had to be on our toes the whole time.
Tell us a little bit about the difference, the academic difference. You mentioned earlier in an answer that there's not much difference when it comes to the course content, but academically speaking, taking part in all these clubs and committees, activities that goes on throughout the year, and the kind of faculty support that is there on campus, do you guys feel that there is a difference between the two?
I mean, yeah, experience does help. I mean, it's a condensed curriculum. You got to have that required focus, clarity, and like, because everyone is working at a ferocious work rate. To be with the cohort which I have, it might not suit everybody. But because of these differences in curriculum delivery, I mean, GM candidates require a certain level of skill and experience so they can hit the ground running, and that is what is expected of us. We are not hired as a like trainee or something. We are so the industry also shows like to put us into mid-level or senior management level roles, so that we can adjust to the accelerated learning environment. Just because it's a one-year program, that doesn't mean that you'll miss out on any key content. That's for sure. Because but yeah, you have to put on that, you have to burn that midnight oil. I mean, that extra toil is there, but you still have the same rigorous introductory courses to sharpen your economic and business skill, but with a more immediate focus on career.
Right. My question is to both of you again, Utkarsh and Bharat. In terms of networking, how helpful do you think it becomes?
Yeah, so if we're talking about peer network and how useful it is within MBA, I would say very, because firstly, we do have a pedagogy which includes a lot of case studies, and an important aspect of which is interacting with your peers, where you bounce off ideas with your peers as well as the faculty to get to know more. And this is the area where having a diverse peer network, as you mentioned, is really useful, because I have been an engineer, and almost I would say 99% of my friends have been engineers, because that's where I was. Even my all my school friends have taken engineering. So compared to that, when I interact with people like from other domains like architecture, arts, etc., I do get a lot of new perspective.
And first thing first, it helps in gaining and exchanging knowledge. So, I mean, you can get more in-depth knowledge about your chosen sector. And plus, networking with people in different fields can broaden your perspective. And it might be invaluable if you choose a new career path. I mean, it might be challenging in a one-year program, but people do it. I mean, certain batchmates of mine have done that. So it helps in that aspect. Second, I mean, networking doesn't hurt. I mean, why not be friends with BM, HRM, and all the students who are available in the vicinity? And it actually creates a trigger effect. It triggers a network effect. I mean, if I'm sitting with Bharat, then I eventually might know his friends and all of that stuff. And it might afterwards, suppose after a couple of years, if you're going to look into new sectors, if you're going to go for a switch or something, then yeah, those referrals and all might help.
How is the placement spread out for your BM course and executive PGDM course at Xlri?
Coming to the placement perspective, there are definitely a lot of domains in which we get placements, and probably I can give up, basically a few top companies in each of these domains. For example, we have consulting companies where consulting domain where we have BCG, Bain, Accenture Strategy companies coming. Then sales and marketing domain where we have many FMCGs like Colgate Palmolive, Asian Paints, P&G. Then general management companies include TAS, Mahindra, Aditya Birla Group. BFSI companies are there like Goldman Sachs, Citibanks, etc. Then other than that, we have tech companies including Microsoft and Amazon. Then ops companies are also there. So we do have a wide variety of companies which do come to our campus. And compared to how important the placements have been for us, you can say that for many people, the salaries which we get is at least 3 to 4x more than what we had before, as well as the roles which we get are a lot more higher as compared to the previous one. We do get a lot more strategic roles. So in that way, it's definitely been a life-changing experience for a lot of students here.
To add on to the points which Bharat told, I mean, all of them are almost similar in our case as well. I mean, the tech companies, Accenture, the consulting companies, Accenture Strategy, Infosys, ZS, all those companies come for our course as well. But in our course, the issue is like there is no one size fits all approach to this. And the required flexibility to pursue a leading career path is required, and which was delivered by Xlri. And yeah, everyone is soaring with flying colors as of now, because mostly the roles are comprised of mid-level or senior management level roles, which comprise of like AVP, VP, and all of that.
For aspirants who are watching this video, interested in both the programs at Xlri, what according to you are the most important things to keep in mind? How should they make that decision as to which is the program that is suitable for them?
Yeah, I mean, selecting an MBA is a very organic process. I mean, I reached there organically. There is no like there should not be any pressure. There should not be like unrealistic expectations from a B school. I mean, you got to go like prudently undergo this process. And to choose programs, I mean, yeah, you can choose any program for that matter, GM or BM. It depends on the number of work X and what you expect and what are your career objectives. But being an experienced student, I can only tell more about general management. So being an experienced student, there are going to be certain expectations from you in terms of understanding the market or say the work culture in your respective offices. So try and all the courses will try to bring some aspect of your previous experience. So try to be be thoroughly in and out about what you have done and bring it in the interview, and yeah, you'll secure an admission in any institute for that matter.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Bharath and Utkarsh, for your time today to explain a bit better about the BM and Executive PGDM program at Xlri. It indeed seems like a program that integrates a lot of things together and provides information and knowledge to people according to their needs, according to the industry requirements. I wish all of you that you have a great career ahead, keeping the kind of times that we are living in right now, and hope that you get back to that campus very soon again, maybe as alumni members, and impart your knowledge over there. Thank you very much.